King George VI and King Edward VIII's complicated relationship. King George VI's relationship with his older brother, King Edward VIII, is one of the most fascinating and complex stories in British royal history. Born only a year apart, they shared a close bond during their childhood, but their paths diverged dramatically as they grew older, leading to one of the most significant turning points in the monarchy. King Edward VIII, who was initially the heir to the throne, became the focus of scandal when he fell in love with Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee. At the time, the British monarchy did not support marriage to a divorced woman, especially one whose ex-husbands were still alive. Edward's determination to marry Wallis put him at odds with the royal family and led to his abdication in December 1936. This decision thrust his younger brother, George VI, into the spotlight, forcing him to take on a role he had never prepared for. George VI was known to be more reserved and not as confident as his older brother. The responsibility of becoming king was overwhelming, but George was determined to serve his country. The relationship between the brothers became strained after Edward's abdication. George VI, although deeply understanding of his brother's desire to marry Wallis, faced immense pressure to restore stability to the monarchy, which had been shaken by the abdication crisis. Despite this tension, George VI never completely severed ties with Edward. The former king, now known as the Duke of Windsor, was given a title and a residence, but he was largely kept out of public life. George VI often tried to keep up appearances, including inviting Edward to family events, though there was always a certain distance between them. Interestingly, even though their relationship was strained, George VI's reign saw the monarchy become more popular with the public, especially during the tough times, when his speeches and determination inspired the nation. On the other hand, Edward VIII, after his abdication, largely lived in France and spent much of his time away from England, a life that became more isolated. The public and royal perception of Edward's actions during and after his abdication were controversial. Edward's relationship with his family was never the same as it had been before his abdication, but George VI's passing in 1952 marked the end of an era for the monarchy. After George's passing, the Duke of Windsor did attend his brother's funeral, and though the two had never been as close as they had been in their youth, Edward mourned the loss of his brother deeply. King George VI and King Edward VIII's relationship represents a dramatic shift in royal history. It's a story of duty, sacrifice, and personal choices that forever altered the British monarchy. The drama of their relationship still resonates today, providing a fascinating glimpse into the challenges and complexities of being part of a royal family. The bond between the two brothers, once full of potential, was forever altered by Edward's abdication,